And we are live. Welcome everybody to another fun-filled episode of Our Paramotor Nation. My name is David Wolf. Welcome to this episode here this Sunday night. So glad you could join us. I am joined by the one, the only, the delectable, the delicious, Nicole Phoenix, Phoenix in Flight. Hey, Nicole, we missed you last week. We're so glad you're here today.
I am so sorry, but I was went to a mini fly-in and in Central Florida and got home late and just could not stay up. I was asleep before the show started, and I apologize, guys.
That's okay.
Was all I had.
We're glad you're here today, though. How was the flying?
I didn't fly.
No, last week.
I didn't fly.
You didn't fly?
It was way too windy.
Oh, that's right. That you did say
Yeah,
that.
we released a balloon. It went up and then went. Whoosh.
Oh, wow.
That was no bueno.
So you do the balloon thing. I heard of some people doing that. I've never seen anybody do that. You like doing that? Did you do that often?
So that was someone else. Marty did that, and that
Okay.
was normal for him.
Okay. Cool. How long has it been since you've flown now?
Since January 1st. With
Yeah.
Rick.
You got the itches too.
Oh my goodness.
It's killing me.
Yes.
It's like every time it's nice outside, I have to work. And it just absolutely drives me crazy.
Yes, like tomorrow. My first appointment starts at 7:30.
There you go. Yeah, it looks sort of decent tomorrow. So you saw me in the pre-show. I was with my boss telling him I needed tomorrow off. Do what you got to do.
Well, Reason's home for 2 weeks. So awesome. I am so excited. The honey-do list is very long, and we're finally getting some stuff done. So
very cool. Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. Dave, Trike Flyer, Ruff. It's like Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world is Dave Ruff today?
In this thing.
There you go.
I am somewhere out here in New Mexico, out in the middle of the desert. Matter of fact, pre-show guys, I was just showing them kind of my view of the mountains and the highway just off to my side. And I will be in Arizona tomorrow. My destination is about 250 miles away. Should have been in Arizona now, but I decided to pull over and take a nap because I'm just in no hurry.
Yeah. Now, anything interesting happened to you today?
No.
No. Just a normal drive on your way, talking to nobody.
Whoa. Yeah, matter of fact, no, I got to meet Leandra.
Leandra.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, where did you meet Leandra?
In fact, not only did I get to meet Leandra, I got 2 hugs from Leandra.
Very cool.
So, no, actually, I stopped off in El Paso on my way. Anthony Vella lives literally like right where I was going. And they were out at lunch. I sent a text out and said, hey, I'll be back in about 11 weeks. He said, dude, you can't drive through here and not stop and say hi. So I pulled off into his neighborhood and waited for him, and they showed up, and I got to meet Anthony. I got to meet Leandra and their children. Awesome family, awesome people. And yeah, I just want to let you know that I now have video proof that Anthony likes me better than you, David. So sorry.
Can I ask you one question? Honest answer. Is he as good looking in person as he is on the videos?
Yes, she is.
Anthony.
Anthony is a good looking fella. I mean, I'm not that way, but you know, hey, I'm manly enough to say, hey, no, he's a good looking guy.
Very cool.
Funny as hell too. He's like a squirrel.
Yeah. He's hysterical. Did you have another announcement you wanted to make, didn't you?
Yeah. So for anybody watching now or in the future, there I am. I will be hosting a once a week Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Nicole. It's going to be the After Dark edition for Our Paramotor Nation. And I think the format, it looks like my green screen's messing out. I think the format for it's going to be, we're going to talk about what happened on the previous week's show and then just take it from there as a standard After Dark. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. And the reason why is with where I'm going, I'm on Pacific time right now. So it's 8 o'clock for you guys. It's 6 for me. I will not be making shows after next week. The way that my work goes and with what time we shut down, and the fact that we have to share the cell towers with hundreds of, well, actually thousands, tens of thousands of people, at best I might find mid-show, maybe the end of show. So I asked the panel if it would be okay if I go ahead and host an After Dark once a week. They gave me their blessings, and that's what we're going to do.
Sounds good, buddy. That's awesome. I appreciate that very much. That's gonna be great. We're gonna miss you for a couple weeks.
Yeah, for 8. Well, I'll be on next week's show, and then after that, unless I'm out in Maricopa, guys, I'm on the West Coast in Arizona. I mean, every single day is flyable. It's 70 degrees right now. It's gorgeous. The winds are blowing 2-3 miles an hour. Nicole, could you cover your eyes real quick? Yeah, that's what I was gonna do too. So if I'm out at Maricopa, then I'll log in live there. But yeah, other than that, I won't be on for about the next after next week for about 9-10 weeks.
Awesome. Give me 1 second, because I just got a notification here from Shandor that the show is listed as unlisted, and I need to make that public. I'm wondering why. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering too, because I was watching our chat count, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised too. I was thinking that had to do with Ross, but I think I just changed it to public. I just got to see if it's saving though. Give me just a second, guys.
My green screen's all messed up. You know what? I'm just gonna go without.
We're starting off another great show. At least you know what? I did get my neck gear working here, so I do have that going for me. So I'm wondering if someone can tell me if it is now public or not, because we should see a lot more people rolling on in. Hey, Ross.
Hey.
All right. Let's see here. This is why we can't have nice things today. Nicole, this is why we can't have nice things.
It is why we can't have nice things.
One day we will get this right. We will get this right.
First time I did it on this new format, I was so scared I was going to mess it up.
Oh, yeah.
So, Nicole, yeah, I changed it over to 7 p.m., so I will expect to see you there.
You have a much greater chance of seeing me there at 7 p.m.
I need somebody to
or 9
drink
or
with
10.
and be silly with.
You guys, I'm telling you, it's my bedtime right now. Me and Rick, we get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. We gotta be at work early.
Aww.
Aww.
My heart's bleeding.
Okay, we should now have it public. So everybody should be jumping in here in a second. So let's restart all over. We're not going to start all over. So for those of you that are just coming into the show now, apologize for that. We will get this right. For those of you, the 10 of you that are here, thanks for joining us. All right, we're going to get to Ross in a second. We will go through our sponsors here first. So if you are coming into the show late, please go back and check out the opening. Find out who Trike Flyer got to hug today and what is going on in Phoenix in Flight's life right now. Her crazy, crazy life. Thanks, John Adams, for letting me know it's public. I apologize, everybody. Just goes to show I should not be doing this.
You had one job.
Wait.
That's what my
Nicole,
wife
I think
says
this
to
is
me.
where we're supposed to say
stinking job.
Yeah, Nicole, this is where we're supposed to say, no, Dave, you're doing just fine. It happens to everybody. They make a bill for that.
I quit. I blew it
We're
again.
not that nice, remember?
That's right.
So, all right, Rick is not able to make it here tonight, which is stinks because the show's
okay. I already saw it today.
There you go. Thanks, Mitch. Mitch Briggs is in the house. He was watching. Again, hey, Craig Taylor, have a safe drive home to Nantucket. He's been down there. Rick did tell me how amazing of a guy Craig Taylor is.
When is he leaving? What? Wait a minute. Craig can't leave.
Craig's leaving Thursday, I believe. I hope your pool's all done.
I don't care about the pool.
You just want your
He
Craig.
doesn't leave until March.
No, he's going back.
Craig did awesome down here. He's got his tandem pilot rating this week.
That's right.
For Trike.
Yes, he did. He had a new
Well, I mean,
trike
yeah,
there.
that's awesome, but he can't leave.
So Craig loaned Rick Davies his trike. What a great guy. Because Rick, so obviously everybody saw that Rick had the drawing and a brand new paramotor pilot got his trike, or not the trike, but the motor, which is fantastic. So Craig loaned him his gear, and Rick had like a half a dozen failed launches this morning before he finally got up in the air. So, womp womp womp. Yes.
He did.
Yes.
Yeah, getting used to new gear, and it was pretty squirrely wind out there today. So we had to keep resetting up one side of the field, the other side of the field, back again.
Maybe he was just nervous because you were there, Ross, watching him.
Yeah, that was it. I was just standing in the back, just judging. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I would be.
All right. Let's see if I can get this right. Let's talk about our sponsors. We have actually 2 new sponsors.
Oh, wait. Time out.
Hey.
My man boy just came in. I've got to say hello to Anthony.
Who's your man?
Anthony, it was so nice to see you today and get those hugs from you and meet your lovely, you better make her your bride, dude, and your kids and everybody else. Man, you rock. I get to see you in about another. Yeah, I did ask him to marry me, Dave.
No, I said he should put a ring on it.
Yeah, you should put a ring on it. Wait.
You know how uncomfortable he's got to be right now watching his TV, watching the shows. Like, you guys Leandro, turn the TV. Change it.
Love you, Anthony. I love you, damn it.
Isn't the Pro Bowl on? All right. Let's talk about these sponsors of ours, because we have 2 new sponsors, Kyle and Travis, One Up Adventures, and they also own Paramotor Props. We're so excited to announce them as new sponsors to our show. Thank you guys so much. They're amazing. Ross, I know you know both the guys so very, very well. They're doing their thing. They're traveling. They're going to be going to Italy, right, Nicole? Dave?
Yes.
They're going to be heading to Italy here for another amazing adventure.
Italy.
As you just said about Craig, he just got tandem exempt and trainer certified through them, which is amazing. They also have the Paramotor Props, very, very, very competitive carbon fiber propellers. Check them out. And when you go into the Our Paramotor Nation website, you can just click on the links for any of the sponsors, and it'll take you directly to their websites. We also have a new sponsor, Discover Powered Paragliding. Mike Mixer was one of our very, very first guests on the show way back when. So Mike is out in Illinois. He's a distributor of adventure paramotors. They have trikes, they have wings. Beautiful, beautiful area. They call it the Field of Dreams. So go check him out as well. Para Orange. I talk about them so often. I'm actually wearing their shirt tonight. So next week, Larry's going to be on the show with our other guests. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Go check it out. They're extremely great products. I got a box from them earlier this week with a ton of stuff that I'm going to be promoting for them as well. And it's going to be videos to show how to use their stuff on their own website. So the quality is just absolutely amazing. So go check out Para Orange. We also have Fly My PPG, Mike Cotter, Justin Fox. Justin just got, I can't remember the letter, but he got recognized today. He's doing great things out there.
That is a beautiful location to fly, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. Ross, I think you've been out there before.
Yeah, that's one of the prettiest spots I've flown at. That's that grass field they have, and you can fly over the lavender and mint fields, and it's crazy beautiful.
Those lavender and mint fields are just, unless you do it, you can't really appreciate it, right?
Just go down and kick the lavender and bring up the smell.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Also, iFlying Indiana, Kevin Kemble. He's doing great things out there with all of his students. And so if you're in Indiana, go check out Kevin Kemble. And lastly, there he is, Nicole's hero, all of our hero, Clearwater Pools, Craig Taylor. Craig Taylor, who always wants us to make sure that we're recognizing Resurgence PPG. So Craig was down there this week at 4 Winds for David, who was a new pilot and now a graduate and alumni of Resurgence PPG. We're so happy for him, excited for him. And today, on behalf of everybody that's in Our Paramotor Nation, all the people that bought the 20 and 20 sweatshirts and t-shirts and stickers, unfortunately, I wish there'd be more. Gonna leave that going there, and you can get that through the Our Paramotor Nation website. All those funds will still go to Resurgence PPG. That plus all the money that was raised a couple weeks ago on the show. Unfortunately, Google takes about a third of that money away. So once all that money was calculated, I rounded it up a little bit as well. And today we donated $1,000 to Resurgence PPG. So kudos to everybody out there. And thank you. If you want to make a donation, please, please, please go to the Resurgence website. That way, Resurgence is getting all of that money. So very grateful there. Thank you again to the new sponsors. If you want to be a sponsor of the show, you can do that. If you want to go ahead and just be a Patreon for even as little as $5 a month, we really appreciate that as well. People like Steve Packard and Shandor, they make a $5 donation each and every month, and we really, really appreciate those. Every little penny counts. So there you go. One other thing I did want to show everybody too. Last week, I did talk about a couple other things that I added to the website. This resource page, so you can see temporary flight restrictions, weather, Ryan Carlton, and then Rick actually talked about this website called Ventu Sky. Click on that website sometime because it's really, really a great website to see winds aloft at all different levels and barometric pressures, everything. I thought it was really, really a great one. I wanted to share that with everybody. And as always, this is our show, everyone's show, our Paramotor Nation. So if you have something that you'd like to share, you can go into the very bottom of the website and leave a comment. That'll go to my email. And if you've got a great suggestion, we can get that up there as well. What was that?
It hit my ring on my desk.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right.
I
Lastly,
do have one announcement to make.
Go
She's
ahead.
just showing everybody
Unless
who's
you
boss.
have announced the bad apples flying yet.
We did last week.
Okay. Well,
You can announce it again.
Here last week, Bad Apples is going to be May 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, something like that.
Yep.
At Hodges Field. They are already planning it, and all the proceeds go to Resurgence.
That's right. It's awesome. That is awesome.
I fulfilled my duty.
Love those bad apples. And you love those bad apples too. You got to hang out with all the bad apples. How did that happen, Nicole?
Well, I know a guy.
You know a guy. Did you hear what Rick Davies said about that picture?
No.
Oh, man.
What did he say?
He looked at the picture and he says, looks like bingo just got out.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, man.
The dinner picture?
And it got, I'm not going to say how, but it got back to Tim Gaskins somehow. I don't want to say who did it, but Tim Gaskins found out that Rick said that, and Rick's in hot water with the United States Marine Corps now.
Oh my goodness.
That's right. And the whole Bad Apples community. Very upset with Rick.
Wow.
Good going, Dave.
I'm not saying it was me, but I don't know who would throw Rick under the bus like that. Hey, let's talk about next week for a second. Next week is Super Bowl Sunday. Who's excited for the Super Bowl? I hear crickets. I hear
Who's
crickets.
playing? Who's playing?
Who cares?
I don't even know. Yay, sports
yeah.
ball.
My team was out before the playoffs even started, so I don't care. And most people don't, what I found. And I asked a couple of people, do you care if we do a show? We have a very special guest, guest that's not been on our show before, a guest that has 41 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. So there's a good chance you might be one of them. And his name is Matt Woodworth, also known as Woody. Woody's going to be on the show.
Gamertag.
Woody Gamertag is going to be joining us next Sunday here on Our Paramotor Nation. Hopefully we'll go public and do this the right way so everybody can see right at the beginning of the show. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, we shouldn't let you start it then.
Yeah, I know. Somebody needs to teach me what to do. See, I told you, Nicole, I don't know what I'm doing either. I need you guys to
I did okay.
You did better than me. So Woody's going to be on, and the topic is going to be, what is your frame of mind when you're throwing a reserve? So Woody had a video a couple months ago, and it was called Double Reserve Throw. It was about 5 months ago. If you haven't seen Double Reserve Throw, I highly recommend that you go back and you watch it before the show begins, because we're going to be talking a lot about that. For me personally, I'll be in a state of panic if I have to go through that and think, oh my gosh, if this thing doesn't open up, I'm a dead man. So, what's that moment where you think to yourself, I have tried everything to open up this wing and get this wing untangled, and now I have to throw the reserve? And what's your state of mind? So that's going to be the big topic of conversation with Woody. In addition to that, I was talking about Para Orange, and this is what I was alluding to last week. Ross, we're going to get to you. You just hang in there, buddy. So I was alluding to this last week about this product that Para Orange is going to be coming out with. They are going to be coming out with a practice reserve. And Larry's going to be on. If it's not completely done, he's going to have a mock-up ready to go so he can show everybody exactly what this looks like or what it's going to be looking like. Kind of the cost. He said he will have this ready by Palm Bay. So he's hoping to have something set up where you can sit in and practice throwing reserve throws as well. I think it's something that every school should have and be practicing in their curriculum. I think every pilot should have one, because in that moment, what are you going to do? It's just like anything else. You know, you have to practice driving before you go out and drive. You have to practice kiting before you go out and put a motor on your back and actually launch. Are you going to be prepared when that moment comes, if you ever have a collapse, or if you ever fly into a drone and you need to throw a reserve, whatever the case may be? So that's going to be an amazing episode. That'll be next Sunday. What day do we do the show? Sunday. So tune in for that. All right. Ross Gassaway is here and joining us, and we're so excited. Ross is known as everyone's sidekick, everyone's favorite sidekick. Why is that, Ross?
Let's see. A couple of years ago, I started traveling around in a van, and I just show up on people's doorsteps and ask them where to fly and see where to go. Well, I started out flying with Woody a lot when both of us started almost exactly the same time. What is that, 4 years ago now, something? And we flew together for a long time until I started my van life travels. Sold everything I owned and moved into the van and traveled for all the way across to California, down to Mexico, up to Canada, and came here to Florida last January to get out of the cold, and Aviator never let me leave after that. But yeah, I've kind of traveled around and got to meet quite a few people, which has been a lot of fun.
So
You haven't dropped by my place yet.
Not yet. There's a lot of places I haven't been to.
Or mine.
That's just, yeah. Well, you're not too far away, so maybe we can work that out.
So by the way, if you have any questions in the chat, please put them up there, and we'll get them asked for you. Ross, there's always a question that seems to come up in every show, because we are on a YouTube channel. Ross, if you had to pick, and there's a lot of people out there, and you've flown with everybody. You just said Woody, and we know you flew with Tucker, but who are your favorite top 3 YouTubers in paramotor?
Let's see. I think I would put David Wolf at the top of that list.
Wow. Thank you. That's awesome, and Ross. Thank you.
You can put the $5 over here.
I already owe you $20 for what you did on my video that one time.
Oh, that's true. So $25 are up to you.
Now I owe you 25. Just keep it going. All right, that's number 1. Who's the other 2?
Probably Woody and Kyle O probably are the biggest ones I follow.
Okay, great. Now, you were telling me in pre-show, because we were talking about that Dave saw Anthony Vella, and you were just saying that you really, if you could have a man crush on anybody, Anthony Vella is probably, quickly becoming the #1 pilot, if not already the #1 pilot in the world, not the country, but the world. You were saying that, weren't you?
He's pretty damn amazing about that. I never actually got to see him in Texas, but he came out and visited me in California when I was out there.
Oh, there you go. Very
cool. Just showed up one day when I was learning to paraglide out in California desert. So I finally got to meet him.
There you go. So even though you didn't say Anthony's in your top 3, I hope he's swearing a lot in the chat right now. He's very upset with you, actually. It's okay, Anthony. It's okay, buddy.
Anthony, I never got to actually fly with you. You came through. We didn't get to fly that day.
There you go. So let's take us back. For those of you that don't know Ross, let's give you a little bit of background. Some of you know Ross very well. I actually saw Derek Trout, who was the winner of Tucker's free training at Aviator. He said that, just talking very highly of you and how you kept him very calm through the process.
He made me look really good there. So yeah, was way too good. He's one of those people that you're going to want to okay, slow down a little bit. Don't get ahead of yourself. He did pretty damn good in training.
That's good. That's awesome. Background is in IT.
Yep.
And
did, computer IT for many, many years, and worked on magazine stuff and telecom stuff for a long, long time. That was a lot of fun. It did me pretty well for a business, but it was never my passion.
Okay.
So I always did a lot of other things like scuba diving and photography and a myriad of other artistic things.
Now, can you show some of your pictures right now on YouTube for everybody to see?
I don't know. Is this a safe for work and not safe for work channel?
Let's hold off on that for an after dark then. All right.
Well,
So yeah, so you've done some photography, you did some scuba diving, and I understand that you also did you run a dive school in
yeah, I
Florida?
actually had a dive shop in Naples, Florida for 5 years down there. Actually, I taught in Monterey, California for a long time in the cold water there.
Now he's certified.
Nice. Certifiable, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
And yeah, the top 7th school in Florida 5 years running. So
wow.
that was
That's
pretty
really
nice.
good.
And then 2007 had a lot of issues with prices going down and houses in Naples, Florida, and other stuff like that. So I decided to get out of it.
Okay. So when did you decide you wanted to become a paramotor pilot? Try this thing out.
That's actually a long story, but like 15 years ago, my father actually wanted me to get in it with him. And he was getting older at the time. So medical wise, we just never were able to hook up at the same time and go flying. So it kind of went by the wayside, but it looked like a lot of fun because he lived in Mexico, or my parents lived in Mexico, and they'd fly by this front of their house all the time because there's a little field nearby. And I don't know what kind of motors, but they looked really heavy at the time.
That was how many years ago?
That was like 15 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you had,
actually, wow.
so where did you train?
But I actually, about 4 years ago, I saw people flying on the beach in North Carolina. And that kind of got my interest sparked in it again. And I got trained at a place called Zombie Airfield in North Carolina. And it was one guy, Ross Kennedy, who was my instructor there. And so I did a weekend kind of course thing. So it took me like 3 months to actually get in the air, which I don't recommend that to anybody because it took a lot of time and you keep forgetting everything between lessons and come back. It just took forever.
Hey, Ross, could you say that again and start that with Sarah Ehlers? I wouldn't recommend what you said. Go ahead.
Sarah Ehlers, I wouldn't recommend what you said.
What he's trying to say, Sarah, is I wouldn't recommend trying to learn this over 3 months. All right.
Yeah, it took a long time. And at the time, I just didn't have the ability to do weekends, but or 2 weeks straight or however long most classes are. Yeah, I just didn't have that ability at the time, but it did take a very long time to learn. And once I finally learned, I got to fly quite a bit. So that helped out a lot after that.
So you're flying, and when did you start instructing?
Starting March this last year.
Okay.
I've been coming down to Aviator helping out for the last 3 years or so, just now and then when it got cold up in North Carolina, I'd come down here and help out, assist. And there's a number of people, amazingly, who just come down here and help out and assist for a few weeks or a month at a time. And then I got my instructor certificate and started flying here and teaching here around March, I think. So it's been a while now. Almost
So
a
March,
year.
when did you get your new traveling house from Aviator? When did Eric give you these wheels?
You know what? I need to ask about that.
Okay, he didn't give you the wheels, I'm sure, but so you got these wheels and you got this van. You are the real van life man.
Yeah, I got that about 2 years ago because I quit the IT world. I went to work for myself and started flipping houses and rebuilding houses. And I just wanted to buy a cheap old truck to carry around plywood and sheetrock and stuff like that in the rain. And then I saw this cool white van and decided to buy that and build it out to go to fly in once in a while. Then I kept building on it. And eventually I said, screw it. I'm getting rid of the house and moving into the van. And I traveled around for quite a while for that. That was a lot of fun. I still try to get out, but I don't get out as much as I want nowadays.
So no plan. I mean, you're not able to, you're so busy there at Aviator, you're not gonna be able to get out anytime soon and start traveling around.
I think so around April, I have another trip coming up. So I think,
do you know where you're going?
If I get my way, probably the only corner of the US I haven't hit so far is Pacific Northwest. So I want to go hit like up to Vancouver, Canada, and Oregon and Washington, and back down through California again.
Okay.
So that's a fun spot. And
So
I haven't hit there yet.
we're gonna hear some of your adventures, because you definitely have some adventures. Like you said, you flew with Woody. We'll talk about Tucker Tucker at Hoover Dam, but as you said just a few moments ago, probably the biggest thrill for you in your life in paramotoring was getting to meet your favorite paramotor YouTuber up in Michigan. What was that like?
It was amazing. It's like I show up and you're just larger than life.
Okay, never mind. Let's stop the BS. That's just stupid right there. Yeah, I was really excited. So here I am. I go up for foot launch training up with Mike Cotter at Fly My PPG. Very, very excited. And Mike says, "Oh yeah, Ross Gassaway is going to be here tomorrow." And I'm like, "Wow, that's awesome." So Ross shows up and got to help train me as well with
I got to be there for your first foot launch flight.
Yes.
Hey Ross, what really happened is he got myself and Nicole on the phone and was like hyperventilating, and we had to calm him down first. And then right before he met you, he called us again, both interrupting us in our work, and we had to like calm him down again. And this guy has a serious crush on you.
I have that effect on people.
Now Mike Cotter is in the chat. Maybe he can figure this whole thing out, because we really didn't understand why I was passing out during my second or third flight. But all I remember is landing on the ground and you're laughing hysterically at me, and that's when I came to. So maybe it was starstruck. And then on top of that, I mean,
actually, Dave,
I think it was those straps were a little tight. Those little crotch straps he had are a little tighter than they should have been.
Yeah,
Dave, if you were any more of a man, you would have been dead.
Wow. I'm gonna have to think about how to come back from that one. It's gonna take me a while.
He
but
went
I will
there.
come up with guns blazing for you. Yeah. Wow. Damn it. Yeah. That was a low blow, Dave.
I'll be here all
As
night.
the parachute guys over here say, when you put those straps on, make sure the furniture is in the middle of the room.
I'm just saying, make sure all your furniture's in the same room. Don't have some of it over here in this room, some of it over there in that room. Just,
I mean, Dave, I don't understand. There's a strap for the left leg and the right leg, but not one for the middle leg. So what am I supposed to do with that? Anyways, let's move on. So I mean, that was kind of thrilling because Ross was there, and then the very next day, who shows up but Travis and Kyle? So I was like, this is too cool.
Oh my God.
This was
You
cool.
should see Travis's new toy. He just got a 6-blade E-prop. Now they're selling propellers.
I saw a picture of one of those.
It looks like a Cuisinart. It's pretty amazing.
How's the performance?
They had to change out like the pulleys and all that to get it to go the right speed. He said it's similar performance, but they want to check the fuel economy and stuff like that on it so far. But it sounds really cool.
Well, yeah, my 3-blade sounds like a pissed off Hornet. I imagine a 6-blade is a gaggle of them.
Yeah, it's like an A-10 attack, jet going
nice.
by. It's pretty awesome. They got that going last night, I think.
It slices, it dices. All right, so you want to tell us about Hoover Dam? That little trip you had?
Hoover Dam, yeah. That was an amazing time because I was in California and weather was changing, and I think I was in San Diego at the time, so I just changed directions and headed to Vegas because it was a little bit nicer weather, and Eric and Travis actually happened to be there that weekend, so I was going to hang out with them, and lo and behold, exactly the same time, Jacqueline and Tucker showed up at the same time there, so it was like this, everybody showing up in one place at one time. It was completely unplanned, and we went out and flew that was a Valley Fire the day before, and that was a really awesome flight too. But Hoover Dam, we actually looked at every air chart we could find, and Tucker called the airport, and we couldn't find a reason why we couldn't fly the Hoover Dam, at least within some defined areas. We never flew over the dam. We got pretty close to it though, but we stayed in our boundaries. But that was amazing. It was we flew from a soccer field like 7 miles away, and over some big mountains with really no outs anywhere, or like 10-foot little fire trails. Like, okay, we're gonna have to land on that if anything ever goes wrong.
Ross, you obviously teach students to always look for outs, correct?
There was always an out, but they were scary outs.
Brother, I've looked at that Hoover Dam video over and over and over again, and I don't see any outs, man. There are no outs.
There was like a fire trail that ran along the side up the mountain. Like, I could land on that if we needed to.
Ross, I guess the burning question right now is, was it a Fokker damn cool flight?
It was freaking amazing, but you know, I wanted to document it really well, so I had to get Tucker to fly and film me as I went over it. So, you know, that's the whole reason.
Nice.
But it was really, really cool flight. We got in there, it was like 15 minutes. We saw what we wanted to see. And then about that time, 8 o'clock in the morning, the tourist helicopters showing up. Okay, I think it's time to get out of here.
Yeah, it's time to get out of the air.
Did you even sleep the night before or night after that happened?
No, it was amazing. That was a tough night. That was very exciting in the morning to get up and go do that.
I can't imagine. I'm sitting there going, I'd be like, I can't believe I'm flying over the Hoover effing Dam right now. This is
yeah.
great.
Tucker flew underneath that, or up to the edge of that bridge down in the valley. Like that was more balls than I had to go down there. I couldn't drop down there.
He goes down to the pit mine out here in Arizona. This year I have decided I'm going to try it, and I know I'm going to approach that thing. I'm going to start getting down the lip. Nope. Tucker has bigger balls than I do.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I drove past there. I had to drive through there. I couldn't stop and fly, but that looks like a freaking amazing flight.
It'll take your breath away as you start to approach it, because it's just desert, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the mound, and then it starts opening up, and you don't realize how big that thing is until you get next to it. And it's last year I actually broke down just at its level and had glide over to the edge because I wanted to go down into it, and there's just something in your body. No, it's not even that. It's just everything in your body screams, this isn't natural. And you start hearing all sorts of engine noises that weren't there before. And I mean, this year I'm going to do it. I'm going to freaking do it.
Every time I know somebody flies over water, it's the same things. Like start hearing engine noises, start hearing everything. So you feel weird things going on with the wing. Like maybe I shouldn't be here.
Wait a minute. Dave was there with me. We were flying over water, and my ripcord ripped right out of the motor. It kept running. I heard a ping against my propeller, and that kept going. But yeah, I mean, what is it about going over water, Nicole?
I don't know. I was going from Amelia Island to Cumberland Island, and by the way, Cumberland Island, you have to get there by boat or paramotor. And I was circling up, gaining altitude so that I could cross back to Amelia Island, and I lost 3 screws in my propeller, like one after the other. And whenever they hit the propeller, it jerked and everything. And I'm spiraling up, I'm at full throttle trying to climb so that I can cross. I don't know that I've ever been that scared. Felt like a cat on a hot tin roof. Like, I don't know if I breathed the entire time from one island to the other.
And at that point it's a 20-hour flight. I mean, yeah. It's like,
I'm telling you, it didn't break my prop though. Like it must have hit the tape or something. I mean, you can see on the tape where the tape was struck, but I lost 3 screws, and I had to fly back to the airport. By the time that I got back to the airport, I'd actually blown a gasket in my carburetor, and that's all been fixed. But I know I didn't tell you guys about that, but
wow.
I'm glad you did, because now off air, I'm going to have plenty of inappropriate comments.
Yeah, there's another instructor up in Maine, Johnson Q, I was flying with. We flew over Gloucester Bay one evening, which is really, really pretty. And then we're going to fly 3 miles out to this island. And about a mile offshore, some of my prop tape started coming loose on the tip. And it started making this buzzing, fluttering sound.
Oh, no.
And it's like, is that engine noise? Is that prop delaminating? It's like, what is that? Like, okay, I think I'm turning around now, but it just turned out to be the prop tape itself. But that'll wake you up when you're a mile out over the ocean.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I do want to say that those 3 bolts that I lost didn't come from the prop. That wasn't where it came from. I have a battery box because I have e-start. So 2 of them came from that, and 1 of them came from the starter mounting. And so nothing to do with my prop. There's nothing wrong with my prop. It just, when they came out, they happened to hit my prop.
Go ahead, Dave. Say it. Say it, Dave. Say what you want to say.
Go ahead and say it.
Say it, Dave.
Rob.
Look, okay, I understand that it's really scary to lose screws in the air, but Nicole, look at it this way: you got screwed 3 times in the air, girl.
Were you mile high?
No, I was climbing. I mean, I don't even think I was at 500 feet at that point.
Well, at least you were able to
Thanks for
spiral,
that, Dave.
but you were able to spiral and get it up, right?
Yes.
That's good.
Nicole, I love you.
Welcome to Para Innuendos.
When you see this face on the milk carton starting next week,
Yeah, can you join the Mile High Club by yourself?
Well, I don't think you put that on a GoPro. That'd be just embarrassing.
I'm just kind of wondering the logistics in the
I
harness.
think my throttle is in which hand? Never mind. Anyways, Ross.
That's
You
why
had-
the throttle is in the left hand.
Wednesday night, Dave. Wednesday night, 7 p.m.
That's
Eastern.
why you need to have a what do you call it? A screw so you can
Cruise
what do you call
control.
Anyway,
you,
so
cruise
Ross, so you're out.
So Ross, you had a little
just got
accident
subject.
recently. What happened? What
Yeah.
happened, Ross?
I had an unfortunate launch the other day when you bring the wing up and you try to step right to get under it, and your foot goes to the left, and things happen in the middle, and you take out your knee.
Wow.
So yeah, I blew my MCL, and I just had surgery on it, so I'm gimping around here pretty good. So I've been that's since Thanksgiving.
You know, at the Swanee fly-in, I believe I saw Dave Ruff almost take out his Achilles tendon.
Oof.
Yeah.
It hit my shoe.
Nicole and I started running out to the field, and then Nicole fell over laughing. It was really
No, I did not. I did not.
well. I think we started laughing when Dave took his helmet off and slammed it on the ground because he was upset with himself. That's what I.
That might have
hurt.
been the case, but
It
no, I wasn't
freaking
laughing. I
hurt.
just needed to make sure that he was okay.
Yes. Once you knew he was okay, that's when the laughter began.
Yeah, then it's appropriate to laugh. Just hand me a beer first.
So Ross,
I didn't
you
pick
are-
up your wing.
yes, I couldn't stop laughing. I didn't do it good.
Nicole, I've missed you.
So Ross, you got hurt, and that hasn't breaking your stride. Nothing's gonna
Nope.
slow you down. Oh no, you got to start triking.
Yep. So I have a trike in the mail right now, and before I had my surgery, I was good enough I have to be able to bend my knee far enough to be able to get on the foot pegs, so I can steer. And I got quite a few flights in before I had my surgery. So I don't know what you guys are complaining about. It was pretty easy to bring that wing up the first time on the trike.
I think so.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
You ought to have seen Dave's launches at Swanee, 36 degrees. I think Nicole, wasn't that 3 times that it took him? It was 3,
Okay.
maybe 4.
Guys, I don't know if you guys know I can do this. I can actually mute Dave. Dave is now muted. So that's right. It's the power of the host. Okay, and Mike, you know what? Okay, so Mike Fogel actually just put a comment. He says, "I have a picture of Paramotor Crazy getting blown across the runway while kiting." That is true. We were out there kiting, and this wind just dragged me and really pulled me across the runway where we weren't supposed to be. I couldn't bring that wing down. Here, I'm gonna unmute you now. Your timeout is over. Dave.
Mike, I need that photo, please.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Need the
Mike,
video,
I'll pay
not
you
just
to
the
not
photo.
give him that photo. So you're triking. So
Michael
you enjoy
Trey.
it? You're enjoying the triking?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I don't know if I'd call it harder, but definitely different. And but it's pretty cool. I like the fact that I'll be able to take up like my camera gear and stuff like that. So I think I'll have a nice platform for doing some video once I get out.
So now that you enjoy it, I mean, now it's like me where I do triking and I do foot launching, and sometimes I'm not sure what I want to do. You know, obviously if it's gonna be a real wet grass, I'll probably do triking. So I don't.
Yeah, I think it depends on the mission.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I've gotten to the point where I just kind of want to go back and forth, one and then the other, which is kind of nice because it gives the unit a rest. But it's been so long, and Nicole and I were talking about that earlier. It's been so long since I've flown. I think the the fuel in my tank is already starting to turn back into a dinosaur. I mean, it's just solidifying. It's been so long. I don't even know what I'm going to do. But I mean, what are you going to decide? I mean, you just said it depends on the mission. How are you going to decide what you want to fly?
As I said, I think if it's going to be more of a cross country, I think the trike could be a great platform for that, since you can more kick back and you can put your feet up, and it's more like the lazy boy.
Yeah. Now, I do know when you go up in the air, you like to go up to 3,000 feet or so and then start doing some aerial, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. How do you feel
I think
about
I can
doing
get my free ride 16 on with the trike.
Okay. Have you done any on the trike?
No, I haven't gone. I've flown I put my Scirocco up with me, which is a fun wing, and some hard turns, but I haven't really got the new swing on the trike settled in yet.
Okay.
I think I need some more flights before that, but it's definitely really cool. It's not as different as I thought it would be.
So if someone comes up to you now and says, I don't know if I should do trike or if I should do foot launching, what do you tell them?
Honest answer, I think foot launch is easier because there's less stuff you need to bring out. You can just pull it out of the back of your car and go. Trike is a little more setup time. I mean, here at Aviator, I have it like 6 trikes sitting in a room right here, and it takes 5 more minutes to bring the stuff out, but it's not bad. So it's comparable, I think.
All right.
But I like foot launch just because there's less stuff you need to bring out, and a little bit quicker to get into the air. Maybe I'm just being lazy.
Well, see,
Ross, any free flight?
I've done some. I want to do a lot more. I've been down to Costa Rica a couple times to fly at our Paracosta location. And Gigi taught me to fly down there, which is funny because those are some pretty challenging spots where we went. And then I came back to California and tried to fly at Torrey Pines. And since I didn't have a PPG-3, they were looking down on me.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you do it.
Nope.
All right, Nicole, I just set you up for your question. Free flight.
All right. So this is something that Dave Ruff and I ask everybody that has done both. If you had the chance, and I understand we all do, that the type of wind to make it perfect for each one of these flying times is completely different. So understand that with this question. But if you had the choice between a perfect paramotor day, like no wind, or a perfect free flight day, which one would you choose?
That's like powerboating and sailing. It's both on the same media, but it's completely different from each other. So that's a really hard choice.
It is.
For paragliding, going down to that Costa Rica location where you can just jump off a mountain and you decide when you come down, that's pretty perfect. When you do a 3-hour flight and then you just want to come down because you're done flying, that is pretty darn amazing. So if you had to do that, probably free flight.
Dave Wolf, it's got to happen for you.
Yeah, Dave.
You've got to make it happen.
Hey,
I will send you a spare harness.
Then I'll do it.
I will send you a spare harness.
I'd love to do it. I'm not saying no. I think I need to go and go up to Michigan this summer and go see my buddy up at Fly My PPG and get a harness and get towed up in the air and give it a whirl.
I think you need to come down to Louisiana and let Kyle tow you up.
Or we could do that. Make some
I
more
think
time.
you need to go to Utah.
I think I need a 13th month in this year to make it all happen. That would be great.
Point in the mountain's an easy spot, and you're not that far away.
How much acro do you do, Ross?
Probably more than cross country and all that. I mean,
okay. What do you do?
I'm the leader for the Paradigm team now, so I'm around all those guys a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm just good enough that I can be an alternate on the team. I'm nowhere near as good as those 20-something kids these days. But I do okay.
So one of the shows I would like to put together here in the next month or two is going to be on getting into acro. I think it's a natural progression for people to want to do more. Maybe not. Maybe some people up there, Nicole's saying maybe not.
Well, I'm just saying, like, everybody has a plan, right? Whether it's cross country, maybe that's your dream, to be able to take off one place and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe it's acro, maybe it's a little bit of both, maybe it's you just had to get in with a motor because you happen to live in Florida and it's flat, but you really love free flying.
Rick Davies has no desire to do anything but what he does, just flying low. That is his tempo. God, I'm just busting out the rhymes.
If I have my choice of any flights, cross country is definitely my favorite. I just love seeing the scenery change and fly as far as possible, and figuring out the logistics.
Mhm.
But it's not always possible because you need to either get there or find a day where you can fly there and back, or have someone come and pick you up, or you have to rely on more people usually for good cross country days. But if I'm stuck in my own little field and I'm just flying here, I definitely like acro better.
So I decided I just want to fly. That's all I want to do. And I promised my wife I would never do what these guys are doing up there. Broken promise. But now I'm so damn good at flying in a straight line. No, I am not. I want to do more.
Want a wing touch?
I do want to do a tip touch. I do.
We'll touch tips. Just go out.
Okay. No, I do. I'm ready. And things like that. But like, I just got Team Fly Halos videos and I downloaded those and I've been watching those. And the guys
those are great videos.
They are great videos. Shane did an amazing job. I've reached out to Shane. I'm hoping that he can come on the show. He was actually on the show. Like the third or fourth show that we did when we were talking to, oh gosh, I can't remember his name now. Way back when, oh God, I have to look it up. He does the like the Icarus.
Lori Kadakis.
No, not Lori.
Oh.
I'll tell you in a second who I was thinking of. But Tom Morgan. Tom Morgan. You know Tom?
No, I don't.
Okay. Anyhow, doesn't matter. So that was a good story, wasn't it? Let's tell it again sometime. So anyways, I want to get into acro and I want to hear, so maybe Ross, have you taught anybody acro? And if you have, what are the first things that you're starting to teach and things that you're seeing with new pilots?
I'm not really an acro teacher for that, but my way of doing acro is 1% better every day. I'm the type of pilot that if I can learn to fly, anybody can learn to fly. I had my problems at the beginning, and I've had knee problems my entire life, so I've had phobias about landing bad and doing bad things to my knees, but I never have. And I did my share of butt landing, stuff like that at the beginning. But after I kind of got over that phobia, just started doing a lot more flying. And flying with Woody a lot, you end up having to, you fly around at 2,000 feet because of all the trees in North Carolina, and then you have to do wing overs to get down to any fields you want to fly around in. And if you didn't know how to do that, you spend an awful lot of time spiraling down to the ground. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm learning wing overs.
Yeah.
And just more like start hard turns and a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit more, and just don't push it too fast because it can bite you if you go too quick.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm for the school of just slow and steady progression.
As you're teaching new students, and you've been teaching for a year now, right? What do you see some of the things that new students do that they need to do better as a whole?
Probably the biggest errors that we actually see are, one, people, they bring the wing up and scream into the air and don't get control of the wing before they actually apply pressure. That's just they need to stabilize the wing first. And that's probably the biggest thing that I see people struggle with most of the time is when I first learned, especially on a bigger wing, I had to use a lot of engine just to get the wing up in the air. So power forwards and more just pray and see if you get into the air. And hope isn't something you should have. You should have a little bit more skill and get that wing comfortably and steady over your head before you actually apply power to get off the ground. That's probably the biggest thing I see people struggle with initially.
Okay, so as my instructor, Mike Cotter, who's watching the show, tests me on, inflate, control, release, power, posture, pressure. Are you saying they inflate it, but then they don't control it before they release the raise?
It's pretty much inflate, power, pressure is what I see a good chunk of people do. That control part is huge. And if I see, I don't care how far someone runs down a field. If they want to run 200 feet down the field, as long as whatever they did is what they planned to do, it's a good launch. They could taxi that thing for a football field. As long as they have it under control, I'm fine.
I can't imagine running a football field with
Yeah, I wouldn't want to either, but as long as they're in control of that wing, it's fine. And then they can work on shortening that distance more and more and more.
All right.
But
What's your favorite part about teaching? I'm sorry, Nicole, did you have a question?
No, I was just saying that I do that on trike all the time. You know, just bring the wing up, taxi, and then one of the things that my instructor does is he'll set up like 2 cones. So you have to taxi to the cones, and you have to take your wheels have to come off the ground when you pass the cones. So that teaches you the pressure. You learn, so this is for you, Ross. Bring the wing up and you check the wing, but then you bring your hands up, let the wing get as fast as it can go, and you have the throttle going so that you're going as fast along the ground as you can without lifting off. And then whenever you choose to, just pop it and you'll take right off. You'll leave the ground without necessarily having to change the throttle that much.
We had a couple amazing instructors from Fly Products come out here and help teach a trike class about a month ago. And they were doing all kinds of tricks on the ground, wingtip touches and 360s and figure eights. And like, I need to learn to do that. That looked like an amazing amount of control.
Yeah, I'm starting to do turns. I haven't done a 360 yet or figure eight, but I'm getting there.
Good. I want to see the video when you finally do a 360.
So do I.
What do you enjoy most about teaching at Aviator?
The look on people's faces when they finally land after their first flight.
Yeah.
It's just the, oh my God, look what I just did. And I never thought I could do something like that. It's probably the most amazing thing that I see every first flight day that we get. So that's the most fun. And then the week after that, the progression people make from the first day, you can't even keep a wing over their head for kiting, to being a pro at it. And that really is a cool feeling to watch that progression over a short amount of time.
I
do have tired people during that week though.
Yeah. I do have a message for you to give back to Eric. So I don't get to see too many of the Ask Aviators live because I'm usually working during that time. But I did get to see this past one, and it was Todd was on. And Todd wanted to be here tonight, everyone, but he just drove home from Florida, and his granddaughter is far more important than this show, and I couldn't agree more with that. So Todd, we love you, man. Spend time with your family. It always comes first. But Todd was on with Eric, and you popped in and gave him a little back massage. I saw that. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, it's Todd.
Yeah, it was Todd. He's just like a big teddy bear, You gotta take care of it.
Best cuddler, and he's the best para cuddler ever. Absolutely. The cuddles
are big spoon.
I told him inside of the his trailer, right on the other side, the wall that's not on the bedside, he should put, "This is the cuddle zone. Get ready." And the big orange wall. I love it. So yeah, so Eric had a message. He said, "You tell those guys over at Our Paramotor Nation you were on this show first." So now you need to go back and tell them, but I enjoyed their show better than yours.
All right, I'll let him. Actually, Eric might be in here listening right now. So
yeah, he might be. He said he was going to pop in, but you know what? On the flip side, though, we didn't provide you with alcohol like Eric did, so maybe you did have.
Well, I don't know. What do you think might be in here?
Oh, there you go. All right.
So you got the 40 ouncer here.
Nicole, how's your ice cream?
I think it hit the floor.
Gone. What was in that? What was in that ice cream? Okay, she won't tell us. That's awesome.
It was coffee ice cream with Bailey's.
There you go.
Woohoo!
Yummy.
It was really good.
Ross, you invented a new throttle.
That's my new toy right now. I'm putting on. So while I have my motor apart, let's see. I call it my ultimate throttle, but it's my ultimate for me throttle, let's see. Do I have to get the phone closer or that? So
you're fine.
So here's My ultimate throttle I built solid carbon fiber, has kill button, smoke button, my light system, electric start if I have that, tachometer built into one unit.
Where's the button for the lasers?
Well, we need sharks with freaking lasers for that, don't we?
Yeah. Well, I've never seen so many lights on the cage as I have on yours. So where's the light button?
Oh, right. That's this one right here.
Wow, you really do.
Yeah.
How funny.
That is awesome.
Sweet. The only thing wrong I see with it is that there's nothing on the tactometer yet.
Nope, not yet. I got to transfer the numbers over from my other one since it's a brand new unit.
And will this item be manufactured and for sale?
For $1,400, yes.
Calling Alex.
You want to put the man hours that was put into that? It was made from scratch, man.
But you got everything at your fingertips. That is awesome.
Lord.
Yeah, so I've been slowly adding to my other ones over time. Like, yeah, I think I'll just put it all together in one spot. It's been over the last 3 months, I think I've been putting it together.
Nice.
I know there are people in the chat that have flown with you, and there's always a story when you fly with Ross Gassaway. So if you've got a comment or a question you would like for Ross to answer in front of all of his friends here, please make sure you put it in. We'll make sure that gets asked. Tell us about Expedition Overland.
Those guys are amazing. They're another YouTube channel, and they do. They have a bunch of Toyotas, and now they have a Jeep that they've take all over the world. They've gone from now Canada all the way to the tip of Chile and South America. They've gone all across Russia. They've gone from the bottom to the top of Greenland. They've pretty much gone everywhere. And they've been on the air for a while. They decided to add flying to that mix. So they came here for training, and they did it. The 4 guys came out here. They did amazing. They actually did kind of a compressed class and videoed the whole thing. And we took them for like a 30-mile cross country on their last day that was here, because we kind of tailored it for that's what they wanted to do, is long distance flights. So it was pretty cool. And then the fun part about it is their very first flights out of class on brand new motors were on beaches in Mexico. They're flying off cliffs and over the Sea of Cortez, and some pretty epic spots. It's hard to beat for their first flights. So they took me along with them to be their voice of sanity, to say if they could or couldn't fly and where they should go. So that was a lot of fun to go along with that.
Oh, I bet.
It was, they don't rough it on those. They have some, I think there's like 150 grand in each one of those Toyotas that they call it overlanding and camping, but I've never eaten so well and slept so well in the rooftop tents that they put on the trucks. And you'd fly and drive into a beach in the middle of the night, then wake up and look outside, and you're on this crazy blue watered beach in the middle of nowhere that nobody else can get to, and fly for the day. It was crazy. The only downside is that no showers for about 2 weeks. So wow. I was sending pictures of these amazing flights that I was doing in Mexico back to the guys here, and they were sending me pictures of people lathering up and taking showers and taking baths. I don't know who was more jealous at that point.
That's rough.
But it was a lot of fun.
Sounds like
our last day was flying, starting from the Mexican border, 70 miles up through Glamis, up to Salton Sea for burgers. So that was a pretty amazing flight.
Yeah, it seems like there's very little you have not done. And, I'm not going to name any names from people on this panel, but I will just say this. There's one person on this panel has publicly come out and said, if I had to say what my dream flight would be, and again, I'm not going to say who said this. And this person said, my husband and I, we would go fly and we would go fly and find a quiet little place where no one else is, and have a picnic there and just spend the afternoon quietly together walking on the beach, and then pick up and fly back. What would be your dream flight, Ross?
My dream flight right now, I've got a bunch of bucket list item kind of things like that. So dream flight, I want to plan a flight from Miami to Bimini to the Bahamas. 51 miles over the ocean, land on the beach out there. That's my big bucket list one we want to plan out. I've tried to plan it once before, but the weather changed and didn't work for us that time. So
Right.
maybe I'll be able to plan that again this summer.
Here's a
I'm
question
surprised
here.
you were even listening, but I am so glad that you remembered that. And Ross, that sounds amazing to me too. I'm right there with you.
Just got to find a good day when the wind is following you. We had like 7 people we had to get together to do the flight. And because of that, we had like the 2-day window. In those 2 days, the winds changed to a very bad direction. So if we flew the day before, it would have worked fine.
Nick Griffith wants to ask a question. Can you use gold palladium instead of copper core spark plugs? One of his motors has gold palladium.
I don't see why it wouldn't work. What motor?
I don't know.
What motor, Nick?
We'll wait for Nick respond. And
I mean, the standard motor for like the Vitarazi is just a BR9ES. It's a cheap plug, but I guess you could use different ones. I don't see why you'd want to spend $19 on a plug when I don't know how long they're going to last.
So I have just thought here, and again, I don't know a lot about it, so forgive me for this, but I have the PAP Safari 125. So the Safari is a motor that was made by PAP. Okay, and it's like a mini Moster, like it's shaped just like the Moster. It's just obviously smaller. So I have probably put 5 spark plugs in for some reason or another, and we have tuned that thing, and we have it running like just, I mean, perfect now, like absolutely perfectly. It starts up immediately every time without priming. Like it's just awesome.
Don't touch it.
I know, right? Like don't touch it. So I think one of the things is that we put in one of those $20 spark plugs, and we put in the spark plug for the Moster. So one of them, and I can't remember which, but one of them was a 9 and one of them was a 10. And we put whichever one it was for the Moster. So, which I think is the 9. And not sure though. Anyway, my point is that it's running like a top now.
I'm amazed you put one spark plug in, it'll last 70 hours, and then you put another one in, it'll last 3.
Yeah.
There's some magic going on there that doesn't seem to compute right. Or you pull one out and it's brand new and you put it in and it doesn't work. And you try another one, it doesn't work. And the third one works, and you have 2 bad spark plugs in a brand new pack.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, you find one you like. I say don't. People have 25-hour services, 50-hour services. Like, don't touch it until something actually needs it.
Right.
Unless you're an actual auto mechanic that does that every day, you probably do more damage by tearing things apart than you do just by letting it run.
We're definitely letting it run. It's running great. Oh,
You found the right magic parts that fit together.
Yes, I love and here's the other thing, and I was going to do a video on this. I know I keep saying that.
What did you say?
I know, but so I told you that I had a gasket that blew, right, in my carburetor. And so there's carburetor, and then there's a spacer, and there's a gasket between the carb and the spacer, and then between the spacer and the rest. So the one between the carb and the spacer is the one that blew. And we couldn't find a gasket anywhere, like just could not find it. And so I don't know if you guys know, but how we make these t-shirts is we use like a die cutting machine to make these t-shirts. And so I bought some gasket material on Amazon, and of course I still had a perfectly good gasket on the other side of the spacer. So I was able to take that gasket, scan it in, size it perfectly, cut my own gasket material, and put it in my engine, and it runs great. So
That sounds like a great thing to have around.
I know, right? So now I gotta do something. I gotta stop working 16 hours a day.
How much can you sell those gaskets for? You got a whole new business.
I don't know what the going rate is, but I'll tell you what, I need to get some drawings on these things because I can make them.
There you
And
go.
it cuts it perfectly. Like it's not some hacksaw, like you're cutting it out with an X-Acto knife. None of that. Like it cuts it perfectly.
Yeah, I've done one with scissors before like that. It's definitely not perfect. Did the job, but it wasn't pretty.
This looks like it came off, came from the factory. It looks amazing.
Um, 0092090 wants to know, Ross, are you an AMP?
No, I'm not. I just tinker with stuff. I don't touch the regular airplanes. I just rip apart the paramotors.
There you go. That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stuff that
it's not-
actually like matters. Yeah, no, I don't get near that.
I think at some point or another, everyone in this community is going to be ripping apart their paramotor and learning how to fix it.
Yeah, they say that just like in the Army, no matter what your job is, you also are a rifleman. So
Yeah.
if you're in the paramotor community, you're also a mechanic.
In fact, I don't think you could call yourself a paramotorist until you've really ripped apart a paramotor of yours and put it back together. Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You may have a
Make your
couple
own
flaws,
gaskets.
send them up in the air and slap a pilot sticker on them. No, you got to be able to rip your motor apart and know what you're doing too. Can't just do that. Yeah.
I'm amazed how many people will send an entire motor to us to adjust a carburetor or something and then ship it back. It's like,
Andrew-
you got to learn to do your own, man. This is part of the rite of initiation into the sport.
Andrew Finnegan wants to let you know he appreciates that he was able to pick your brain the entire time he was at Aviator. Hug, wealth of information from him. Hug? What's that mean? Did
Hug?
you get
Look,
hugs?
I guess I got a good hug.
Oh, good. All right.
Hey, Andrew.
There you go. Fly Swamper says we're all two-stroke mechanics that sometimes get to fly. That is so true, isn't it?
That's a good way to put it. I like that.
Yeah. What else is going on? What so you're going to be going, and you said April? You're going to be heading out?
Probably somewhere April, May, somewhere around
Okay.
there. But
So-
it depends on the what the schedule for Paradigm team is going to be, which I haven't seen the full schedule yet. We're still kind of deciding on which shows we'll be doing.
Are you going to be going to Palm Bay?
Probably going to Palm Bay, and we'll be going to Sun and Fun, which isn't too far in the future here in Florida.
So I live like a mile and a half from Sun and Fun.
Oof.
You don't get to sleep a lot when the jets are flying over, huh?
I don't know. I haven't lived here long enough. So,
Oh, okay.
but I know that I live a mile and a half from Sun and Fun.
And
But-
then we'll be going back to Oshkosh again, and we might
Are
be
you?
doing a balloon festival in Pennsylvania. So we're trying to lock all those down now. I'm not sure which ones are finalized yet.
Will you keep in mind possibly passing through southwestern Ohio on the way?
Yeah, that's where my brother lives. So,
Where?
well, that direction, somewhere in the bottom, Millfield.
Milford?
I
don't know Milford.
tiny little town,
Okay.
somewhere in the south. I can't place it on a map at the moment.
Well, when you know, give me a call. I'm happy
Okay.
to- I mean, Dave loves flying out here. Can't wait
Pretty
for him to
area.
get back out here. Yeah,
Real
it's a really
pretty.
pretty area.
Yeah, it was fun to get to fly with you when I was up there at Fly My.
Yeah, that was awesome.
They
Fly
got
My-
a great location there.
Gorgeous location. So gorgeous. So Craig Taylor is asking how the cross country adventure was this morning.
That was a lot of fun. I'm so glad those guys did it. I wanted to do a cross country this morning, and Allie and Fletch were both going to drive out there. Like, no, you can't just drive out there. The wind is perfect for this right now. Just fly from here to go out there. So Fletch and Allie both did the 31-mile flight, and I took a car and chased them all the way. It was fun to speed along the road, stop and see if you could find him in the air, and then keep chasing him down all the way down there.
Nice.
Amazing, we got there at exactly the same time.
It's awesome.
So that was a great day, a really good flight. And then it got a little bumpy after that, so it was pretty much perfect.
So Chandra would really love for you to be in Ohio around June because he will be here in Cincinnati training. So he really would like
nice.
to be there. Yeah. And then Bad Apples. We've talked about this, but it sounds like you're planning on not being around for Bad Apples and traveling.
I'm not. I said I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have
solidified yet. I don't have an itinerary yet, but somewhere in that area. So I want to get to both Bad Apples and Endless Foot Drag if possible.
Ooh, that'd be good. What about a week apart? I think there's a week between them.
And a lot of driving in between too.
Yeah.
So we actually have a week apart, not like last year where it was starting the one ended and the next one started the next day.
Yeah, but a lot of the people at Bad Apples, I know Leah Catullo and I think Todd, they ended up not going because of the heavy rains that came in. And
Yeah, I know Todd like destroyed half his stuff.
Oh yeah,
That was crazy.
I mean, Nicole was there. My canopy was destroyed.
There was a microburst or something. It was like a tornado came through there, and at one end of the field there was all these easy ups, like the tents. I mean, just mangled pieces. I'm
sitting there in my canopy holding everything down because Rick Davies, all of his electrical equipment was right underneath, and me and Mark Ryder and some other people were holding it down. And I'm looking, where's Rick? And he's inside the camper waving at us, eating the sandwich. He's like, I'm good. I'm safe. I'm like, bastard.
That's so Rick.
Yeah.
Hang gliding 101 on deck.
Well, there was a point.
I get 3 people in the air with one canopy.
There was a point where I looked at the guys that were holding the canopy down with me, and I said, 30 more seconds, we're out of here, guys, because this is too dangerous at that point. And it just started to slow down, and it was exhausting. And then 30 minutes later, what happened, Nicole?
We went flying.
We were flying.
We pulled a trike out of the lake.
We did. We pulled.
We did.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Pull a trike out of the lake.
Michelle Helms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I mean, like we're all like holding the stuff down, and I see this trike like off to the left, just speeding by itself because it had a cover on it, right? And the wind came up behind it, and it was like a sail. And so it started going towards the lake, right? Oh yeah, it started going towards the lake, and over the rain and the wind, I could hear, "Not my baby!" And she was screaming, and everybody's running. I mean, it's pouring ass rain. Everybody's running, and it goes right in. It submerges immediately, and her flotation goes off. So it worked. And it comes up, floats to the surface. They pulled it out, and Andrew Fuller actually got it running again, and she was able to fly that afternoon.
Nice.
Which was a really neat video to see on how quickly he worked on that and then see it running.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He did a great job.
Yeah, Ross.
Yeah, I think I was in Mexico at that time. So
Ross,
I can't say that I missed it too much, but I really wish I was there.
Well, I tell you, we all bonded over that one, didn't we? We definitely bonded.
Bonding through adversity, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
So, Ross, we really appreciate you being here. And I think the thing that struck me most interesting about this interview is how you really feel about Eric, and that he's, slave driver to everybody that's there, especially you. He's always riding your back. It's really nice to hear how much you enjoyed being on this show more than the, Ask Aviator show earlier this week.
Of course.
Yeah, listen, Ross, we do have milk and chocolate chip cookies. I know Aviator Show doesn't. I see he's on there. He didn't even say hi to me. So
have coffee, ice cream, and Baileys.
Yeah, so
look.
You can send the
I didn't even notice
over here.
I didn't even notice he's in the chat, Dave. What do you know? There he is.
Oh yeah. Whoops. Eric is awesome, people.
Yeah.
This is truly an amazing family here too. It's like a lot of people don't actually believe it's as close as everybody is here, but once you get sucked into this family, you never want to leave.
We were talking to Eric. I asked him. I was supposed to be down there about 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately, I had to put it off until springtime. But he said, "Oh yeah, come on down, join part of the class, hang out." I mean, all the videos I've ever seen of him, I mean, that's him. He's just the most caring person in the world. So I can't wait to come down there.
I just told in the chat here, I just told Ripman Ryden, I may be coming down for Palm Bay.
Bourbon, yes.
And I'd really love to. I mean, obviously I met you. I haven't met Eric in person yet. What's that?
You haven't even told me that yet.
I just in the chat, I just brought it up. I'm sorry. You've been so busy
Dave,
working
you know,
16 hours a day.
and you wonder why she's always mad at you.
I was just talking about this yesterday with my wife that I saw that there's some not so expensive flights from Cincinnati down to Sanford, just north of Orlando. So I may fly in there and drive down Friday night and then be there all day Saturday and Sunday. It's an expensive little road trip, but I'm thinking about doing. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to fly unless I borrowed someone's equipment. But man, I tell you
That
something.
won't be a problem.
That fly-in and bad apples.
Bring your wing.
Bring my wing.
Just
Yeah,
in
bring your
case.
wing.
Yeah, I could probably bring my wing. So I really want to meet everybody there. So
Nicole, when I'm out there in September again, I will straighten him out for you. I am so sorry. Oh, you froze sitting there
I
like
know,
that. I'm
I
like,
froze.
damn, girl.
I know. I'm sitting here going, man, I'm drinking for a long time.
I was sitting there going, chug, chug, chug.
yeah,
No, it's gone. This is gone too.
Well, when you drink that long, I mean, God.
you know,
Got
everybody
a hole in
wants.
the bottom of that thing.
I'm reading the chat. Everybody wants Craig Taylor to stay right there in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah, we
we've
don't
been
want Craig Taylor
trying
to
all
leave.
day. Like, come on, Craig.
Yeah, Craig, look, I went to high school in Massachusetts. Get the heck out of
Just
Massachusetts.
one more week, Craig.
Yeah, just
Just
leave
one.
there. I have such a bad taste in my mouth for Massachusetts.
Do you think the people in Massachusetts really care if he's there or not? I mean,
I know, right?
sounds like he's getting a
How
lot more
much
love
of
here
each
in
work
Florida.
are you gonna really get done? One more week.
And besides that, it's sitting on a caldera, so Massachusetts just might sink in the ocean like, oh, I don't know, California. You know, so you might want to get out of there.
Yeah, come down where it's warm. Well, he does have a house down here now, so he's just got to stay here now.
Yeah. Cool.
I will tell you, now let me tell you, the only person that has visited me in our new residence has been Craig Taylor.
That's right.
The only one.
Because you
I
called,
mean,
you called
like
him for a
a
service call.
anyone.
It was
The
a service
only
call.
guest we have had at our house has been Craig Taylor.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Aviator just put out the invite for you, Dave. He said
I know.
you tell him
Oh.
what wing, motor, stuff like that. He's got it all for you.
I know. Appreciate
Go
it.
do it.
I'm probably going to. March is my busiest month by far and away, but I figured, you know
Make
what?
time.
I could work Friday morning. I could jump on the evening 6 o'clock flight, be there in Sanford by 8:30, and be down in Palm Bay by 10 o'clock, probably 10 o'clock, 10:30, and then I have all day Saturday and half the day on Sunday. So,
Dave, if you don't do this,
Here's the
Nicole
thing.
and I will. Nicole, look at me. Nicole and I will judge you if you don't do this.
here's the thing. I really don't
I'm
care if
judging you
I would
anyway.
like to fly, especially down by the beach and everything, but I just want to be there for the people. I mean, the community is so amazing. We all know that. I love the people, except for Anthony Bella.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Have you been to Palm Bay?
Yeah, just make sure you come
So
in the
that
middle of the
little
night
thing that
because
you
you feel like
said-
you're going to have to bury a body out there somewhere.
Right. So that thing that you just said about, I don't care if I fly, blah, blah, blah. It's because you've never been there.
Oh, really? I need
You're
to fly
gonna
it?
care.
All right.
Especially if you get to go to Dick Lake.
To what?
You heard me.
What did you say?
I heard that wrong. What?
No,
What did you
heard me.
No, you must have said something different. What
No,
did you?
I didn't.
Say it one more time.
Nope.
What did she say, Ross?
You heard me right.
Say it slowly.
Nope.
I'm keeping her secret.
I can't wait to watch the playback. And then I'm going to take that and I'm just going to make a video of her saying that over and over and over.
Slow it down. Slow it down, though.
Wow, we got a viral video here. So
Yeah.
I have to say this. So Ross, you said one of your favorite YouTubers is one of mine. Okay, so yes, Dick Lake. All right. Thank you, Eric. Eric says Dick Lake is awesome.
Oh no, I think it's actually Dick Pond, isn't it? It's a pond,
Pond?
isn't it?
Depends how big it is.
I guess it's a
Well,
pond.
obviously, it wasn't big enough because you
Nothing?
didn't.
Crickets,
You
nothing.
passed out.
Nothing's
You
a good
didn't.
one.
Yeah, I
You
think
didn't pass
it's
out
a
for
pond.
very long, from what I hear.
But
So-
basically, you fly over it if you're going
Love you,
from
Dave.
Palm Bay to the ocean.
I'll have to see that one next time.
Yes, Palm Bay flying information. Ripman just posted some information there. Also, go onto the Our Paramotor Nation website. All the information is there as well. Link to the website, everything you need, and more on the Our Paramotor Nation website. Cool. Any other questions? I don't really, we didn't have too many questions from the chat tonight, and that's okay. Ross, any last thoughts from you before we sign out?
Not too many. It's been a really good night.
Awesome. Did you have more fun?
I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go do the cross country this morning, so
Yeah. Oh,
that got me up pretty early for that. So it's been a long day.
Bob Garber wants to know, is Dick Pond a nudist place?
No,
Okay.
it's a farm.
Dave.
I apologize. I ate fish earlier. It's a highway right there.
Eric wants you to talk more, he says. Talk more.
Hey, I just want to ask this. Before we sign out, you going to let me do my favorite part?
What's that? Oh, yes. Go ahead, Dave. Tell everybody to like and subscribe to our channel.
We're not done yet. Aviator said not allowed. Sorry.
Hey, Ripman wants to know if you have Wi-Fi in your van. Right now, you are right. Tell everybody where you are right now, Ross.
Right now, I'm in the repair room here at the red building for Aviator Paramotor.
What time did it close today? What time did the school close?
Well, there's no classes going on right now, but we did have a bunch of people here flying. So we had a lot of people here this evening, a bunch of trikes and foot launch. And
that's cool.
And so it was a pretty busy evening, but technically we're not open.
So so now Eric is realizing why his electric bill is so high.
Yeah, there's that, and we're all plugged our vans into the building, and just run a big extension cord out. So there's that.
You get to see my buddy. Have you met Shane? Skinny Chef Shane? Never trusted Skinny Chef Shane?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been flying out there, hasn't he?
Yep.
That's awesome.
And I do have full-time Wi-Fi out here too, so which works pretty well.
There you go.
And we have Wi-Fi here in the building I can leech off of once in a while.
Sweet.
But,
cool.
Yeah, it's I've little over a year I've been sitting in the spot in front of the red building here now.
You're not a squatter or anything, right?
No, not at all. And hopefully the airport doesn't realize that we're actually out there. They think it's Aviator's school bus.
Oh, okay.
So
Eric saying there's about 28 pilots out there tonight.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's a pretty accurate number there for around 28. It's around 28, not around 30, but around 28. Does Ross teach tandem trike?
No, I do not yet. We actually did. I'm not personally teaching it right now. We do teach it once in a while when we get enough people together. So that's been a pretty fun challenge to find the right group of people to teach the trike. But come on out if you want to. We can figure something out.
All right. Bob Garber wants to know, there's an old video that I think was with Woody. You landed at the edge of a lake. It was muddy. It was wet. How did you end up getting out, even though it was a long time ago? Do you remember?
I was following Mark Honeycutt over water, and he's crazy. And of course, I followed along behind him, which I probably shouldn't have been doing at the time. And it was glassy water, so it was really tough to tell your altitude above the water. And I thought I was like 4 feet. I was probably 2 feet. And a little gust happened, and I skipped my butt off the water. Was able to pull full throttle and full brake and get back in the air. But I took about an inch off my prop tip. I was amazed that water will do that to your carbon prop. And I landed on the side of the lake over there in the mud, checked everything out, and I realized I either had about a 4-mile walk through the woods with all my gear to get back, or see how the vibration was on the motor and take off and fly back. I had about 20 feet to get my wing up and get up to speed to get the spider in the air. Ooh. And my last step was about in 3 inches of water. So it's going to be spectacular whether I took off or not, one way or the other. But that was a really fun flight. Someone got a great picture of a rooster tail of water coming off the back of my motor.
Wow,
man.
What's
you need to come over to my place and try my north-south that I haven't tried yet. It faces my lake. You got about 120 feet, and then you've got lake.
Yeah, you got to commit for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're committed.
Have you ever had any? We have someone else joining
Uh-oh.
the show coming in. Someone's here. I don't see any.
I'm not sure who
pictures
this guy is.
yet. Yeah,
He must
We'll
have
go.
hacked the system.
I don't know what's going on. It looks like we're being infiltrated here. Ross, have you ever had a situation like a real? Who is this? Oh shit!
What's up, Eric?
Not done with you yet.
I discovered that Ross won't actually talk enough, even though he talks about his water landings, unless he's prodded. So someone sent me a link, and here we are.
Oh God, what are you bringing in?
No, so I want to talk about a few things about Ross.
Here we go.
I feel like we should shift.
The show
this.
just got good.
I just feel like we should shift this from like Ross is the most awesome buddy, pal, friends, associates of all the YouTubers to the truth of Ross.
And welcome to the After Dark show. Beginning now.
Yeah. So I feel like I should take my shirt and pants off for this.
Hey, Eric, are you available this coming Wednesday, 7 p.m.? You can do it on that show.
What's Wednesday at 7? I'm confused.
Oh, man. Well, so Dave
What show's
messed
on
up.
Wednesday?
Dave messed up the intro to this whole show thing, and there were only 10 people watching. So
I don't have like
Dave-
6 people
Yeah.
in the studio like some other people that host a show on Tuesday night.
I only had like 9 people
And
in the
6
studio.
cameras and 4 boom mics.
Yeah.
We only had
So-
one. We only had one camera. We had one camera this
Come on.
time. It cuts across because it's a 4K camera or 5K camera, so it cuts across. But we're working on it. We're trying. So there's 2 things I want to do. One is I want to go to like a. If you guys haven't seen this, I'm not affiliated at all. I'm going to tell this story in about 5 minutes. I'm going to wait because it's too good of a story to leak. But I'm going to start with VinWiki. When we talk about VinWiki, you'll understand what I want to do with our studio someday. But this is not about me. This is about Ross.
Yes, and Craig Taylor is asking you to roast him.
That's what I was going to say, is that we're at the point now where we have to roast Ross because it's no longer, he sat there silently for the entire time I sat and watched this show. It was like Ross Fest. No, he was, no. All right, hang on.
I know.
We got
I'm generally
the
a quiet
famous
guy,
person.
so,
The famous person's here. She flew twice as much as I flew today.
Nice.
Right.
I mean, twice as much. So, yeah, Craig Taylor has a great point. He says that, quite frankly, Ross is the hero and we're all sidekicks. I think this is actually, they're onto something. I'm not sure that I could properly roast him, except for the fact that he claimed he was coming to visit for a week or two. And it's been 1 year and 3 weeks.
He won't leave. He just keeps sitting in that van outside of the barn.
Yeah, they keep trying to toss me out, but I'll keep staying.
Oh man. Well, Derek says that I missed a whole bunch of Ross talk. I thought this started at 9, so my mistake. I apologize. I showed up like 8 minutes late and apparently missed the whole show.
You're good.
No, apparently I'm really bad.
I guess I need a bigger phone so I can see the chat on this.
You don't have the chat?
Nope.
You're on your phone? Oh my gosh.
I need to set my computer up in here then.
At least you have an iPhone. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like Ross.
1 year,
everybody
3
has
weeks.
an
Now he's
iPhone.
going to take over the Aviator where he is now. He's gonna slowly start moving.
No, actually, Ross.
Oh, I moved
I
in
feel
here
like
pretty well.
you and I have an opportunity here, a real opportunity. What if we use this as a roast for Mike Brown? No one knows who Mike Brown is on this chat except for past students. But let me explain Mike Brown to you guys in a very. I'm going to start. I'll let Ross finish. I'm not going to go through the anatomical portions of Mike Brown, but Mike Brown is. So he's a 28-year, I think, veteran of the United States Air Force. He was a backseater on a AWACS aircraft, the E-6, I believe, is the aircraft he flew in. He has been flying paramotors for 23 years. He's one of our instructors at Aviator.
Whoa.
He has, I mean, do you guys remember the movie Princess Bride?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. So, I mean, I was homeschooled homeschooled. So like it was the only movie I was allowed to watch, and actually I wasn't allowed to watch it because there was feminine products. Like it's unacceptable. But it was supposedly like the homeschool legal movie. And there's this character in that movie who has a hand, and like if this is your normal size hand, right? And this is an extra large glove hand. It means I wear large gloves. But this is the character in the movie, right? He's got these massive paws. Mike Brown's hands are bigger.
Are you talking about Andre the Giant?
Andre the Giant has tiny hands compared to Mike Brown.
No,
Mike Brown has gigantic hands. He makes me want to go back to the gym every single day.
Every day. Like, I haven't been to the gym in 9 years, and I every time I see Mike Brown, which is every day, I'm like, I have to go to the gym. I still don't. But the incredible thing about Mike Brown is the fact that he still uses a BlackBerry. And we have 24 employees at Aviator, employees and contractors, and we're very blessed with our team. We have 23 in our chat for our iMessage chat because Mikey effing Brown won't buy an iPhone.
He has a BlackBerry. He has to do his texts on a stone tablet.
I feel like he has to use chopsticks to freaking to type because his thumbs are bigger than my head. I don't understand.
And he flies?
Oh, he's been flying for 23 years. He
flies a Power Gold 130, which is like 120 pounds.
So how big is his throttle?
I feel like I should just let Ross better explain the physicality of Mikey Brown.
He is the Brute Squad.
Mike is the Brute Squad.
That's funny,
Brute
John.
Squad. He is our resident caveman around here. He is the he's what 6'4",
maybe 5 and 6 legs. I'm 6'4".
Yeah,
he's taller than me.
He says he's 6'4".
He's a liar. Or I am.
But he flies a Power Gold 130, which is like 110, 120 pounds, something like that. And he puts it on his back like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And that thing flies him around. So he flies a stone paramotor. He uses a stone tablet for a cell phone. He doesn't have a computer. He lives in the dark ages of everything.
He does. And so we have the entire group of paramotor instructors, Steve and Nicole, Ross, Chris, AJ, who all live in the Bromasters, right? And Steve and Nicole have a Mercedes. It's not really a Bromaster because they're married. But
Bromasters are for the single guys.
Mike's what, 55? 53?
Yeah, 55.
He likes to say that he doesn't live in a Bromaster. He lives in a Cougar. Which is the name of this RV.
All right.
He's good at chasing him.
He is very talented, in fact. And one of the things I love about Mike is that he was in our last video. If you guys haven't seen our last video, check it out. It's a video with Mike, AJ, and a few of the other guys as well. And it's kind of walking through the paramotor training experience. But Mike lives in a Cougar. And he likes to say that all his time underneath that AWACS profile with that giant radar dome on top has augmented certain parts of his anatomy. We have worked. I'm sitting here watching Nicole die inside. I'm sorry, Nicole. She said not one word since I've come on.
I'm listening in rapt attention.
Hey, Eric, you're dead.
Nicole lives like 35, 45 minutes from me, and we still haven't met. So I feel like we haven't met. I mean, I work like 60 hours a week. You can find me. I'm pretty easy to find.
I work like 16 hours a day, man.
I've cut back. I used to work like more than that because I hated myself, apparently.
Derek says he loves
on Tuesday.
Derek says he loves the way Mike Brown talks. So can either one of you please give us I don't know.
Mike Brown has Mike Brownisms that he has his own language, basically.
He does. I'm going to leave this up to Ross. This is Ross's show.
Oh, God. Where do I even start?
Which you came on. So
yeah.
Shandor,
you invited me.
Eric, Shandor says,
oh, the cat's out of the bag.
Thanks, man. Shandor says, why don't you have him on the show? I mean, Why don't you
Yeah,
have
you
him
need to put it. Yeah, need to have Mike on the show. He would definitely keep you going for a while. He's got the stories galore.
Oh my God, it is amazing.
And
Well,
it would definitely have to
23
be the After
years,
Dark
yeah.
show with half of his euphemisms for everything.
It's a very special experience, and I think that, I mean, you guys have had Ross on the show now. You could probably keep yourself booked for the next like 16 weeks just with taking each instructor we have, because the reality is they're all so interesting. I mean, I did not hear the beginning of the show, so I don't know what Ross shared about who he has been, what his life experience has been, but like Ross is one of those people who has done everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can think of a passion, you can think of an idea, you can think of an adventure, something that you would be interested in following. And Ross is a lot like I am, where he was like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to make a business out of it. And he's done so many incredible things, from his photography career to his scuba diving career to what he's doing now at Aviator. I am so honored by everyone on our team, because they aren't one-track people. I mean, AJ, who's running the school in Lake Wales, is a DRL drone racing champion, right? Like, before that, motocross. Ross has literally done everything. One of the biggest scuba diving schools at least in the state of Florida. Was it southeast or the country? What was it?
Yeah, the state of Florida. Yeah.
I mean, it's a small state without much scuba diving. I assume.
I mean, Eric,
There's a little bit of water here.
I was advertising the show as "Come meet Ross. He lives the adventure. His life is the adventure."
That's an awesome way of putting it.
Yeah, I got to meet Ross, and I got to spend time with Ross. You missed this at the beginning of the show when I was training with Mike up at Fly My PPG. Ross just pulled up, so we got to go fly. He actually helped me with my first foot launching flights, and got to see me pass out in the air, and it was awesome.
Wait! I feel like there's more story there. Should we talk about this?
We could talk about it later, but yeah.
I got to hear this.
We'll
That's
tell you
crazy.
It. But yeah, so
but the thing is, like, everyone that we kind of have as our family, like Ross brought up earlier, like we have a family of aviators. It's not just the students, it's not just the instructors, it's everyone to cut together. They create something. It's a nucleus of incredible people. And Noah and I just spent the last 2 days up in Denellen meeting the new students, and the stuff that we do there is not normal. I mean, like the stuff we do in our classes, people are sharing their deepest secrets. They're, day one, hour one, like, let me just share everything. Like, let me come to you openly and make sure that you're cool with all of me. And it's really special. I mean, Ross has become part of my family. I mean, Ross, you didn't actually spend Christmas with us, though, did you? Did you spend Christmas Day with us?
Not this Christmas. No.
I
was there for the party.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's the thing, is like, it really is. It's, I don't know. I'm super blessed. I'm honored, Ross. Thanks for letting me on your show, even though you had no choice. It's amazing. And Ross,
that's why I play the sidekick more than the star.
Dude, you crushed it, though. You have. I think that there's a certain part of each of us that there's either those people who have to be in front of the camera, like Dave Wolf, like you're just desperate for it, and then there's those guys who are happy to be the support team, and you do both sides really well.
You know what I can do? I can mute Eric just like that. Now Eric's
my God,
Eric, I just want to know.
He's muted.
Or I just want to let you know I love you, man. There's $20 in the mail for you for that.
On the show and insults the host. It's, that's crazy. Very well. That's nuts.
Well,
yeah, Nicole does it all the
insult.
time. I do it all the time.
Oh my God! Somebody get
there's
me
an insult.
down.
I read all truths.
And now I have motivation to get down to Florida on a Tuesday. At some
Hey,
point,
Eric,
I will be in Florida.
would you like to be on a show this coming Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's called Roast Paramotor Crazy?
Oh, jeez.
I feel like I could probably don't have much content. Maybe I could probably do like 7 to 90 minutes.
You could
but
make
just
some
about
stuff
his
up.
hair.
I have to be on the camera farewell. You have to be on the camera farewell.
Hey, Eric, you've watched Paramotor Crazy's videos, right?
Never.
I have seen 1 or 2. Yeah.
Never.
Does this sound familiar? So I just clipped it, and I'm gonna take off now.
The cute part is I'm the asthmatic. So what's the deal, Dave?
Yes.
Guys, thanks for showing up. Ross, we really appreciate you being here tonight. Next week, we've got Woody Gamertag.
I do think it would be a great idea, because I can't do it on my show. I can't.
Oh, now I can roast Woody next week. That would work.
wanna come
That
on
I think we
roast
could all
Woody?
we could
Hey,
all
man,
roast
that would
Woody.
be awesome.
I was saying, like, I can't do a roast session on my videos because it's tied to a
Oh,
business. And I don't want to have it like be a negative environment, but I would love to see this podcast, Paramotor Nation, or another, create a roast session. It has to be nice. It
That would
can't
be
be
awesome.
cruel. But I think it'd be a
Yeah.
hilarious pastime. Just do 5 minutes of roasts.
Oh my god.
And you could do it for your guests. You could do it for certain characters like
I love
Anthony
it.
Bella's
Dave,
Wranglers. Like Anthony
There's
Bella's
the
Wranglers.
After Dark right there, buddy.
It'd
I
be
don't even know
perfect.
if we need to do After Dark. We could just do it on the shows as well as the After
Could
Dark.
do
I
it
mean,
there. Yeah.
last 30 minutes, we invite people on that we know can roast somebody. I love it, Eric. That's a great idea.
I'm going to go ahead and kick things off for Woody's Gamer Tag for next week.
I will send you. Don't anybody tell him. Don't anybody
no.
tell him it's coming.
I'm going to kick it off right now.
No one watching this.
Oh no!
So,
He's gonna
that
kick
would
it
be
off
awesome.
right now.
I
Plug
heard
your
some
ears
great
right now.
stories. I heard some great stories about the crazy wind at a certain fly-in. And a certain character we know of as Todd from Resurgence PPG, a great
Mhm.
man,
Mhm.
along with those who were with him, who were valiantly holding down this incredible tent that cost way too much money, I know, because I bought one from the same manufacturer.
Mhm.
And
You're talking
then
about at Bad Apples?
At Bad Apples.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
No, I
you-
know. That's why I bring this up.
Okay.
I'm not going to bring up I've known Woody for almost 10 years, so I'm not going to bring up the pre-Paramotor Woody. I'm bringing up Paramotor Woody. So at Bad Apples, everyone's coming together and they're holding down a tent. And they believe in themselves. They're not going to fly away. It's not going to be like that video of a kid in the bounce house flying 700 yards away, right? No, this is they're going to save this tent because it matters, because Resurgence matters.
Elena was in there. Yeah. What? Oh,
And
I know
where
what
was
you're going to
Woody?
say. Go ahead.
Where was Woody?
Exactly what you're going to say.
Where was
I'm gonna
Woody?
keep my
I mean,
mouth shut.
I wasn't there, but the stories of the fetal position under the wing bags have come out, and Woody, I applaud you. You kept those wings safe.
Elena was holding it down.
But let's jump back. Let's just jump back 2 years prior. The same fly-in. When Woody arrived with his brand new, after
1
selling
day
his-
old new truck.
1 day old. Now he had his he had a Toyota Tundra for many years, and at 100 to 200,000 miles. This thing was well loved, well groomed. It went from his days at Cisco to his YouTube stardom to his Minecraft money to all this stuff. And then he decided he's going to buy an F-150 Platinum. Now this is the big pimp, and this is what the ranchers buy when they're worth more than the politicians, but they don't want to act like they're driving a Rolls Royce. They drive their
We've got a
F-150
lot of
Platinum.
those in Texas.
There are 1 or 2 here or there, yeah. So Woody arrives in this F-150 Platinum, and he's more proud of it than he's ever been proud of his Scout, and that should tell you something. But someone, actually, I guess we could just roast them too, right, Ross?
No, why not?
Okay, so someone decided it'd be a really clever idea to put a sticker on his tailgate, and then proceeded to partake in the libations that had been passed around, which at that point of the evening was someone showed up with a handle of Patron Silver, right around the time that Woody returned back to the fly-in from getting dinner.
Yeah, we just went to dinner and got out of the car to go to the Italian restaurant and walked around behind the car, and there's a sticker on the tailgate of his car. Nice little tramp stamp.
It was tramp stamp, but it wasn't even tramp stamp. Like, if you were to do this to someone and you put it on the glass of their vehicle, like, it's a no harm, no foul. But you put it on the ruby red metallic $5,000 upcharge or whatever it is paint job of a day old truck. And so Woody arrives, and since the logo was associated with multiple people who were there, myself included,
I won
he's
the
like,
bet figuring out who it was.
good. He's like, who put the sticker on my truck? And I was like, not me. I didn't hear about it until after. I'm really sorry. And Travis Burns jumps up, encouraged by libation, encouraged because he's a funny son of a gun.
Yeah.
He goes, me, why? You want to fight?
Oh.
To someone
boy.
who's practiced MMA.
Yeah, someone who hangs out with Joe Lozon, right? He's like, he's a jujitsu guy. And I was like, I look over, I'm like, No, Travis, I need you.
I've never seen
Oh,
Travis's feet were like 9 feet in the air at one point. That was impressive.
Like literally, like Woody's like, sure, I'll fight. I'm sorry, now I'm yelling now. And so like Woody's like, sure, I'll fight. And Travis is like, cool, let's go. And Travis is a scrappy dude. Like Travis is not like, I'm 6'4". Travis is like 5. I think he's 5'9.5" because he's 1.5 inch over average. And he's very serious. Like he's like, I would not fight Travis unless I had to, like, defend my family. And so Travis is like, cool, I got this. I'm like, Travis, no. Like, MMA, like, not cool. Like, you're gonna get broken. And of course, there's 30 people around a campfire. The Patron's passing around. And
So you can't back down.
no,
fight.
that night, I literally spent 15 minutes picking up limes because someone brought all these quartered limes. And it took me 15 minutes to pick up a bag of limes because everyone was doing shots of Patron, which is apparently what you do at Bad Apples now. I haven't been back since because I'm terrified.
I missed that part.
So Travis is like, let's go. Woody's like, okay. And about 4 seconds later, they cross the fire. And Travis, like Ross pointed out, is his legs are about the same level as our fifth wheel trailer. And the fifth wheel trailer
fully body slammed. Yeah, that was amazing.
He gets picked up, flipped over, and slammed on the ground. And the last thing you'd ever expect is that Travis just starts laughing. He's just dying. He's like,
it's like a drunk person in a car accident. You know, never gets hurt.
No. And Woody was gracious. Like, he didn't like slam him across his knee and snap his back, but like, it was one of those things like, you really didn't want to do this. You really messed up, Ron. Like, mistakes were made.
Well, folks, I don't think Woody's going to be on next week.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Woody's probably going to cancel.
But Eric Fear will be here.
No, Woody is welcome to be on it. Woody just gets to body slam each of us for this story.
No, each of you.
Oh my God.
You partook, as have 58 others. So,
oh crap.
You know, speaking, so there's another person that just joined the chat. I just saw here, and I was actually wondering if he's going to be back in time. We were talking about this the other day. If he's going to be back at Bad Apples this year because he wasn't there last year, and that's Mr. Mark Honeycutt just joined the chat as well. He's a person we should get on for roasting. That'd be
absolutely
fun. So Mark, let us know if you're going to be in the chat, if you're going to be at Bad Apples this year. But
I have a really nice shirtless picture of Mark Honeycutt that is quite awkward with the hair length. So if you ever want to see a Justin Bieber wannabe, I'm just saying it does exist.
So
yeah, you can say
Mark
whatever
will
you
be
want
back on the
the
show.
other side of the world.
why can't this roasting be on your show?
I was told I was too mean, and I don't want to be mean.
John of the Jungle just says he has an overwhelming urge to put a Paramotor Crazy sticker on Woody's truck now. Please, no.
Please, yes, John.
No, John, that's
Please.
a terrible idea. Oh my God, I'll get my ass kicked hard.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I have two predictions. If we do what Eric is saying we should do, one, Woody will never be on the show a second time. Two, I'll never get any guests to be on the show if we start roasting them all. Hey, we want to be on the show? No, it's not for me. I'll go.
I'm in.
I will go on.
You guys can roast me for hours.
I'll say, hey, would you mind coming on our show? And he'll say, no. The person will say no, but I'll go on Ask Aviator though.
No, in all seriousness, I'll be the first one to be roasted if you want. It's fine with me, but you have to roast Ross first. So I'll be like the second.
I think we just did.
I think you roasted it all around me.
You know what, guys? Tell you what, we'll put it to a vote. We got 55 people in there. If you guys like this idea of maybe doing a roast type show, put it down in the comments right now. Give those thumbs up.
It looks like Honeycutt
Lord.
said he will be at Bad Apples this year. That'll be awesome. Cool.
Awesome.
Cool. Can't wait to get him back in this country. That's sweet.
Good to see you again, Mark.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back, soldier. Get back.
Don't lie, Ross. You see Mark every night.
If I want to or not. I will have to say I was the first one in the group to sleep with Mark because we went camping that one time. We don't talk about that.
What happens in camp stays in camp.
There's some really interesting conversations come up in our world, like that one right there. And Todd saying he has been sleeping in a hotel with Anthony. I mean, I don't even know what to even think of this community anymore.
Bob Gardner says, Trike Flyer, Woody will come on the show again, but be prepared for F-Bomb City. I'm good with it.
Okay. I'm not going to be on your channel. That's why. We will not be monetizing.
Well, Dave, Nicole, and Ross, sorry for bombing your party, but thank you for having me on. Ross, love having you, and I will shut up now, I promise.
Eric, you are awesome, man. You are awesome.
No, I'm exhausted, and apparently I am funnier and meaner when I'm tired.
It's awesome.
It was a good day out here.
This is a probably good place to wrap up anyhow, because it's almost 10 o'clock, and I told my wife I'd be up to at 9:30 to give her a massage, so I probably should wrap it up here.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
Yes, that is.
Well played, sir. In all seriousness, to both Dave and Dave,
your ass, dude.
I know you are.
All I'm saying is your ability to give her a massage went down exponentially because you're late. So
I know.
Dave and
Sign
Dave,
us out, Dave.
Come visit Palm Bay, whatever. We'll bring gear. Love to see you.
I'll try to. I will.
Yeah, Eric, I had to cancel out a couple weeks ago, but I will be down there in the springtime. I've rescheduled, so I will be down there, and I want to come to your class. I want to come meet you. I want to have Patron and put stickers on people's cars.
Eric, make sure you're watching next week. I'm going to send you the code. Ross will send you the code too. Midway through the show, you guys want to come on and roast him. That'll be awesome. Oh, he's going to hate
That
me.
works. Oh my God. He'd never talk
Ross,
to me again.
let's have a meeting tomorrow at about 11 and start putting together some.
We'll start a list.
Oh yeah,
Class is canceled today.
it's a
We gotta make
long list.
I want to be part of this.
God. All right. We all good? I think we're good.
We're good.
Eric, thanks for joining us. Ross, thank you so much for being our guest tonight.
No problem.
I think we got hijacked at the end, but we had a good time.
Eric's good at that.
Hey, Dave, go ahead and make your announcement, Dave.
All right, guys. Well, hey, that takes us to the end of Our Paramotor Nation. So, guys, make sure you guys are giving a thumbs up, make those comments. That's how these videos get out there. Make sure you guys are sharing. As always, join Paramotor Crazy up on his channel. You probably already are, but you know, if you're not, it's worth a try. He puts out great content. Of course, there's Phoenix in Flight, the beautiful lady down there, and the gorgeous man next to her. That is Phoenix in Flight and Reason. We're still waiting for a video on them. Go over to Phoenix in Flight. Make sure you drop in a subscribe and a like and some comments. And Rick Davies, a.k.a. PPG Gorilla, couldn't be with us tonight. But you know what? If you guys aren't part of his channel, I'm telling you what, you're missing something. And as always, Trike Flyer right here, heading out to Arizona and this thing right here. And I'll be out there tomorrow. Make sure you guys are subscribing there too. Dave, back to you.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Have a great week. Send some sunshine up north, please, from you people down in Florida and Texas and all that, because I'm dying here. I need to fly.
Hey, Dave, it's
Yeah.
71 degrees tomorrow.
F you. All right, guys. Ross, thanks again. We'll see you guys next
It'll be
Sunday.
like 75 here tomorrow, so you need to be down here.
Keep an eye on Trike Flyer's channel, because I think Wednesday night he may be going live. Catch Ask Aviator on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock Eastern time with Eric Fairwell, who loves to be in front of a camera. Don't let him tell
Yes,
you
he
that.
does. He's amazing
He
at it.
does.
He like lights up whenever a camera turns on.
It's not that I love doing it. It's just that it's one of the only things I actually can do. Unlike Ross, who can do anything.
You're passionate about it.
All right, guys. Have a great night. We'll take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys, for having me on the show. It's been amazing.